Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Roadhouse Last Call, a morning show that tells you about the morning and the evening and the suches and the whatnots and the levels and the other levels and the points of interest, the other points of interest and the stuff and the whatnots. This is a morning show. My name is Hells Bells. I'm being joined by the Benda and most likely the Stonkington. Good morning, Mr. Benda.
Good morning, Mr. Hellsbelt. How's it going? How was your evening?
My evening, man, my evening was eventful with some things that I can't talk about.
Okay.
But I had a really amazing hamburger and sweet potato fries that the lady cooked, which I was very happy with. So it was good, and the other thing is I'm starting to sort some of this wood between the maple and oak to where I can stockpile my smoking wood for my smoker and barbecue. So
Are you going to start a maple syrup conglomerate?
No, I'm going to be very, very privatized, and I'm going to be like Bluebell. I'm going to eat what I can and sell the rest. It's going to be down home.
I still think that a year from now you're gonna be wearing the Columbia sleeveless jacket. I think that's coming.
I will not. It's not.
I think it's gonna happen. But
So, do you know what I wear when I go out there in the forest and I do my choppings and whatnot?
cargo shorts.
No, I do not. It's like I learned my lesson on that one real fucking quick. It's like that's not something that I could do.
Agamemnon says a wife beater.
No, I am in.
Can you call that shirt a what? Are you allowed to say that anymore?
Only if you're Aggie. That's like straight up uniform for Aggie. It's like he's
Okay.
special. Aggie is Aggie. You just got to kind of leave Aggie alone. Pat him on the head. It's like cute Aggie, cute Aggie. I wear like super thick fleece pants and like two different shirts
Fleece?
that are long sleeve. Fleece. I am locked in. I am. It's like after the first time, it's like I had spiders and ticks and all sorts of strange bites all over me when I tried to just go in there and just do it like normal, like a normal person would. But it's like you got to suit up, man. You got to suit up against these elements. And plus, it's like a lot of these trees are, some of the upper limbs are kind of weak. So once you knock something big down, it's like all of his little buddies come falling down after you. So it's like you got to pop that tree and run in the other direction because there's a lot of stuff coming down real fast. Yeah.
Fleece does not seem like it would be the right choice, but
So it serves multiple purposes. So
because stuff can burrow in fleece. It has the little.
I sat there and watched a tick try to burrow into this fleece. It couldn't get it done. Then I took my lighter out of my pocket and I set it on fire. I danced upon its head. I called its names and its ancestors' names. It was a moment in the forest.
You try to put a curse on the tick.
I did, and all of its brethren.
Yeah.
All that comes before and after, they were cursed to no end. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, but it also serves another purpose. I sweat a lot. I sweat through like all these clothes, and I'm telling you, Bender, it's like when they talk about bringing sexy back, it is coming back full force. Like I'm seeing lines in places that I haven't seen in years. Like as far as there's some good stuff. A lot of good stuff going on.
Well, it definitely is a suitable form of exercise. I was telling my wife last night. I don't even know how we started talking about it. Like, I typically don't. Like, I don't work out. I don't go to the gym. I don't like it. I can't do it just for the sake of doing it. Like that's boring to me. I'm not interested. If it's a fun activity like snowboarding or which was a huge hobby for me, or wakeboarding or something like that, that's where I would typically get my exercise. But I got to be chasing a ball or something. I can't just be like running on a treadmill or something like that. It just doesn't do it for me.
The lady's the same way. She's the same way, and she's adopted the chainsaw. She's out there chainsawing now, and I think her favorite is like the machine gun, the little reciprocal saw. She's out there just machine gunning things with that little recip saw, and it's like you can see it's like her arms are getting all like Model-esque and shit. It's nice. It's good times. It's good time.
Well, I told her that was my my workout plan. I get out here in Texas, it being over 100 degrees every day. I have sweat more in the last 2 months than I have in the last probably 10 years.
So you're bringing sexy back too.
Yeah, I mean, it never left me, but yeah. Can't bring it back if it never left.
So here's the trick. Here's the trick. This is what you need to do. When you're done working, you need to come home and strip down and be like, babe, I need you to check me for ticks. Full body search. I am telling you. Whenever she goes out there, property walks around, as soon as you get back, you'd be like, I need to give you a full body search. It's like these are certain little things that I didn't realize what I was completely buying into until I started seeing all the benefits of everything. You must employ that as a part of the routine.
Yeah, I just jump in the pool, but yeah.
Anyways, I don't have a whole lot of headline. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed from what I wrote last night. Nothing's changed from what we talked about yesterday. Nothing's changed. The dollar is still looking like a maniac. VIX looks like it could get a little bit poppish. We have CPI data tomorrow. Some of the data coming out of Europe is just absolutely caustic. We're kind of sitting in a position to where it looks like we may try to pop off here a little bit to the upside at open. I don't know. We'll see. You on that a little bit, and as far as talking about these lines and
yeah, I mean, listen, not a whole lot has changed from that perspective either, because we're kind of in the same zone, that we've been in and that we were in yesterday. So there's not a whole lot that has changed. You got the 20 MA on the 60-minute is at 38.45. We're currently sitting just below it at 38.44 half. So we've got to get above, get above the 20 there. If we make a run at the 50, that's up at 38.69. And then you have 38.80 with previous resistance that opens the door to 3900. And then we're still eyeing that 39.20. Given that parallel channel, moves from lower left to upper right, ascending, that target to get above that previous trend line support that has now become resistance is going to increase or move higher, as we progress throughout the week or month. So that right now that comes in around 39.25 or so. But it's a moving target. So below same levels that we talked about yesterday, those 38.30s, I talked about that being important. Still important. I've got a fib at 38.32. And overnight, it seemed like support was right around 38.25, so kind of that range, right? 38.25 to 38.35. I say the 30s are still reasonably important, and 3800 must hold. So same levels, with a slight change in the moving averages on the 60-minute, but. Yeah, that's where we're at.
That's where we're at. Yeah,
that's where we're at.
We're kind of. It's like, so yesterday we talked about being in this area between 385 and 384, how it was no man's land, or 383, somewhere in there. I think it's what we talked about, that we were kind of dealing with no man's land, and now we're down below a couple of areas, including a dark pool that was pretty substantial up at, I believe, 83.22. 83.22, a pretty substantial dark pool. Flow yesterday, and something that I want to talk about, they rolled several those heavy puts down both on SPY and IWM. That whale moved that hedge or that directional, depending on what we want to call it, moved it down to a lower target. That happened yesterday, towards the end of the day. So we had that. But at the same time, we also had a little bit of flow that started to become awfully curious. Like we might be to the point to where we're going to get a pretty good bounce in crypto. Crypto started, getting some activity. I'll also say Upstart got some pretty good activity to the upside. And this is going to, blow a lot of people's brains wide open. But I saw a decent amount of bid side puts come in on SoFi yesterday, which I found to be very, very interesting. SoFi's been an absolute whipping boy these past several months, and I think we can go ahead and see that area around 550 being pretty strong. How it's gravitated there and then bounced, gravitated, bounced. So it's like there's several tickers that are out there. Tesla being another one. Tesla on balance had, in my opinion, more flow to the upside than to the downside yesterday after a pretty big sell. So there's several tickers that me personally, Shop is another one. Shop had some activity that if the market is going to turn and move higher, it's like the tickers that I'm going to be watching. I'll be watching Shop. I'll be watching SoFi. I'll be watching Tesla. And I think coin can be one that really accelerates, especially if crypto is legitimately trying to build a base here around this 20,000 level. If that's what's happening, if that's what we're trying to do, that can have a pretty substantial move to the upside. Now, the elephant in the room continues to be the dollar. The dollar looks a little bit weaker today than it has. There's been some, I guess Yellen was talking to Japan yesterday or overnight and just kind of hinting at maybe possibly them doing some stuff to strengthen the yen. But Japan is very protective and steadfast over their currency and their monetary policy as far as what they view as being the ultimate threat. And that can, for them, it continues to be deflation is more of an issue long term that they're worried about than inflation. So there's some pieces there that are really interesting. When you look at the dollar, you look at the euro, you look at the yen, and you look at where we're sitting, and especially how some of these commodities have been suppressed in a lot of ways, like gold and silver. We're just at a very interesting inflection point as far as what's next. So if we can get a good bleeder on the dollar today, I think that equities have a chance to hold firm, especially tech. And the reason that I bring that up and have brought it up over and over again, ever since Microsoft, I guess a month or so ago, came out and said that, hey, we're facing currency headwinds. It's like more and more companies have begun to talk about these large multinationals as far as, hey, this strong dollar is whooping our ass globally. And a lot of these companies, a big bulk of their sales comes from countries outside of the U.S. So they're being wounded in that capacity. And I would imagine going into this ER season, we may hear a little bit more about, dollar being just whooping the ass of these multinationals. It could be a thing. It could be a topic of conversation. So I'm going to continue to watch that. There's no way that I would have imagined that we would be banging over 108 on the dollar. There's no way I would have thought that to be true. If we go back a month, 2 months, 6 months, even a year, even 5 years, there's no way I would have possibly have guessed that to have happened. So continue to watch that. When it does give back, there will be a move on metals. That move will probably be pretty substantial. So that'll continue to be on watch for me. Got anything on any of that there, Bender?
No, I was just putting together a chart that I can share here in a few.
Stockington, what you got, buddy?
Hello, good morning. Yeah, I'm picturing like a slow progression to hell's in a hazmat suit just to go battle ticks. That's my mental image at this point is Fleece pants,
Lord.
hazmat. But I'm with you looking at some of these charts. I am feeling like, I say no bias. But I'm looking at Microsoft here already with a nice candle. But so I got Microsoft on the list. I was going to take it long. Oh, if it breaks this 265.05, it looked like a bullish, kind of like a bull flag there on the hourly, and it's kind of moving up. So I'll be looking, to the upside on Microsoft. I've got a fib at like 266.1, and then there's this dark pool 266.22. That was 458 million from July 6th. Last night they hit it with 442 million at 264.51. So Microsoft could be set up popping a bull flag on a longer time frame to the upside. So that's one I'll be watching. Coin is also looking like it could set up for the upside as well on a longer time frame, kind of similar falling wedge flag setup. I was going to take coin short if it broke 53.15. It just popped above that. It's got a dark pool at 53.72, and then I'll be watching what happens at 54.15 on coin. And then PayPal, another one that looked like it could be breaking some kind of flag to the upside. I'll be looking to see if it can break the 70.8. It got a little bit of dark pool last night, 118 million at 74.47. And then I've got a line below at 70.1. I just put the chart in here in the Roadhouse room on Moderna. It wasn't on my official list, but that was just really clear inside bar setup that we'll see those alerts pop in Roadhouse. And then the only other one I would note would be a little bit of dark pool on Apple last night, which always good to keep an eye on Apple. 513 million from last night at 144.87, and that's all I got.
All right, very good. Yeah, it's like today could be interesting, especially when we have that. We have inflation, kind of the CPI coming out tomorrow, and everybody. So all the headlines are it's going to come in hotter than expected. The White House has said the same thing. Everybody's saying that number's going to come in blazing hot. If we're able to even maintain a flat day going into that print, that kind of means that some of that shit's priced in a little bit. That's what that means. Maybe yesterday was just a risk off with that knowledge going into it, but there's still additional concerns as far as if some of these cases continue to spike in China, are they going to go ahead and do some pretty big lockdowns? There's just, again, when I say that nothing has changed, nothing's changed. It's still the same game. The question becomes, and this is where it becomes very, very difficult to trade. It's like, and the charts become very important in the levels. You're playing roulette in a lot of ways with a narrative that you're guessing what is and is not priced in. So the charts become even that much more important in situations like this, because it's like if you can see a setup, you have to take the shot with the setup, because when I say that it's roulette right now with this narrative, we are truly guessing what is and is not priced in. So are 75 basis points priced into the next meeting? Odds are yes. Is a full point? I don't know. Do they have to go to a full point if inflation comes in over 9? Is that a different conversation for tomorrow? It's like it's just so fluid on so many levels, and I want to encourage people. It's like until we get to the point, and I think that if I were to put a wild guess out there, it'll be post Jackson Hole before we even start to get a sniff of a Fed pivot moving a little bit more dovish. So Jackson Hole is when all the pink polo boys get together and hang out. That'll be something that we all should have circled on our calendars in August, and understand that could be a very, very critical point, because we'll be through this next cycle of ERs. We'll be that much closer at the same time to election season. There's just a lot of stuff that's coming late summer and fall that we need to be aware of. So with that being said, I don't have anything else going in the morning. I know what I'm going to be watching and looking for. Flow especially what I'm going to be watching and looking for. Does anybody have any questions, thoughts, comments? And thanks again there, Stockington. I appreciate what you did. He's probably walking dog. Yep, walking dog. All right, nobody has anything. All right, we have about 20 minutes until open. Again, let's get comfortable. Let's understand these levels.
Wait. Sorry, I was on mute. I don't have anything. Just I wanted to answer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh man, that was great appreciation for that one. All right, buddy. I'll see you in about 20 minutes.
All right.